So the first character in season 5 of Shinobistriker is Maru Uchiha. And today I'll be doing a tier list with selected characters based off their impact on the Shinobi world and their impact on other characters in the Naruto universe. If you would like to create your own tier list, feel free to look in the description down below. There's going to be the link. And feel free to comment, what do you think about this tier list? Do you think it's realistic or do you think it's far out? Let's get right into it. Back for some more. So season 5's theme is legacy. Now, what does a legacy mean? What is a legacy? Now, a legacy has a lasting impact on the world. It's a gift that is passed down through generations, money, property, or even stories. Leaving a legacy means dreaming big and changing the world for the better. So based off that definition, I gathered these group of characters that could possibly be in season 5 of Shinobistriker. Now, to determine the possibility of these characters actually being in the game, I'm going to explain the relationship between each character. Number 1, we're going to go ahead and see if they're already in the game, and if so, any new forms that aren't already in the game. Number 2, would it bring money to the game? Is it a mainstream character? Would it do sales? And number 3, the complexity of the character's abilities. Could the dev team incorporate these jutsus into the game with low efforts? Let's be real, this game is strictly here to gather income, but Shinobistriker's revenue gave Bandai a chance to produce a Storm 5 game coming out soon. So first up, we have Zetsu. Zetsu was manifested by Kaguya's will and pretty much formed into an artificial human. Zetsu is a legacy, or the Black Zetsu is a legacy, because he manipulated Indra as well as his descendants, which is the Uchiha clan, and his brother descendants, which is the Senju's clan, in an attempt to get one of them to awaken the Rinnegan and break the seal to revive Kaguya. Now, obviously, we know that he's not in the game, and I feel like he really wouldn't bring sales, simply because he's not a famous character that a lot of people like or a lot of people know of. His jutsus aren't complex at all. I definitely feel like the devs can incorporate this into the game. So I would have to move Zetsu into the low possibility category. Now, moving on to Kaguya, his pair, Kaguya became the first wielder of chakra on Earth, and Kaguya single-handedly ended all the wars on Earth, or in the Shinobi world. Kaguya is definitely a famous character, as well as I feel like Kaguya will bring back old Shinobistriker players back to the game, and it will bring in a lot of sales. I won't go in depth to the jutsus that they could bring, because that's for another video. But her jutsus aren't complex at all. They can definitely incorporate that into the game. And due to that, I'm gonna put her in a high possibility category. Next, we have Monato. Obviously, Monato's legacy is Naruto Uzumaki, and back when Naruto almost let Kurama take over his body completely, Monato was there to pretty much ease his pain and encourage Naruto to forgive Pain or Naruto for killing Jiraiya and end the cycle of hatred. That small interaction changed the whole Shinobi world. Now, we already have Monato in the game, but we could bring a new form that we don't have, which is Edo or Edo Tensei Monato. Monato is very famous, so he would definitely bring sales to the game. And we can get some more Monato jutsus, bro, some more KCM jutsus. So, based off of that information, I would say a low possibility. Just because we already have them, and I'm pretty sure they want to explore different characters. Hey, but you never know. We got Madara again, so we'll see. And we got Tamashi again as well. Monato's pair will be Sage Mode Naruto. Sage Mode Naruto defeated Pain and ended the cycle of hatred, as well as teaming up with Nagato to restore all the fallen shinobi that pretty much died. Obviously, Sage Mode Naruto is a big name brand. He would definitely bring sales to the game. I would love to see him in the game as well. His jutsus would be phenomenal. The devs can definitely incorporate that into the game. It's nothing too complex. And they always bring Naruto's back, bro. Naruto coming back every season. So I have to put him on a high possibility. Moving on to Hagaromo. Hagaromo's legacy was he defeated Kaguya in an act of founding Ninshu, which led to the creation of the ninja world. This man made Ninshu, bro. We wouldn't have jutsus if it wasn't for him. Sage 6 Pass Hagaromo is definitely bringing sales to the game. I'm not sure what jutsus he would bring to the game. I'll let the devs work on that. But I'm pretty sure they're going to be slightly complex. And based off of that, I'm going to have to put him on the high possibility. I mean, come on, bro. He was the first Hiruzen, the first one to control all 5 chakra natures. Next, we have Ishiki Otsuzuki. He didn't really have anything that made a huge impact into the world. He did introduce the Kama or Karma Cell, and his only legacy is strictly Kawaki and Code. Now Ishiki's very famous, bro. I feel like he'll bring a lot of cells to the game. And as far as the complexity of his jutsus, in the show it seemed very complex, but I'm pretty sure the devs can make it simple, simplify it, and incorporate it into the game. And due to that, I feel like it'll be a low possibility, simply because he didn't make an impact in the Shinobi world. Think about Madara, Six Path Madara. He made an impact in the world that nobody will ever forget. Now Ishiki's will was passed down to Code. Code had the incomplete Kama, and that's the only reason he's on this list. It's because he's the predecessor of Ishiki. And like I said before, I feel like the people on, or the characters on this list usually have a big impact on the Shinobi world. Code doesn't have a big impact on the Shinobi world. So due to that fact, I'll have to put him on a low possibility as well. I feel like his jutsus would be pretty fire. I would love to see his jutsus in the game, as well as I feel like he'll bring sales as well, but not in this season. He's not coming in this season. Next, we have a chain of legacies, pretty much Toby Rama, Asuna, and Konohamaru. Toby Rama, man, we already have him, and honestly, I don't want to Edo Tensei form of him. They could incorporate some of his jutsus that he used in the Great Shinobi War, but honestly, I'm not trying to see that man again, and I don't really think he'll bring sales to the game, because don't nobody really care about Toby Rama, bro. He's kind of racist, you feel me? And everybody love Uchihas. Uchiha only in the building. So with that fact, I'm gonna put him as a low possibility. Hiruzen Sarutobi, he didn't really make a big impact in the Shinobi world, in my opinion. He made a big impact in the village from stopping Orochimaru from, you know, pretty much doing what Orochimaru does. But from that, I guess he has a legacy, being one of these Shinobis that can master all 5 chakra natures. But other than that, man, I don't really think he did anything impactful. He does have a legacy, Konohamaru, but that's the only relevance he has in this list. And we already have him. We don't want to Edo Tensei form. The jutsus he could bring would be pretty nice. It will be easy to incorporate, but it won't bring in sales. It won't bring in sales at all. So I'm gonna say low possibility. Now we have Asuna Sarutobi. Asuna Sarutobi does have a legacy. His legacy is Shikamaru's team. I forgot what team number it is. Even though he didn't make a big impact in the Shinobi world, he did make a big impact in Shikamaru's life, his team's life. And from what I'm knowing, it would bring in a lot of sales, because a lot of people are fans of Asuna. But in my opinion, man, I just don't see the hype. His jutsus will be fire. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't see him being on the season 5 list. I don't think he's coming, so I'm gonna put a low possibility for him. Konohamaru Sarutobi. This man is the Gohan of the Naruto world, bro. Absolute butt. I hope he don't come to the game. I'm gonna put him as low possibility. He has no relevance other than being Sarutobi, Hiruzen Sarutobi grandson. I mean, he did clap a pain, but bro, he's garbage now. Nobody wants this man. I'm gonna put him as low possibility. The next pair we have is Chiyu and Sasori, both the puppet master. Chiyo was responsible for sealing the one-tailed Shikako inside of Gaara under the orders of the 4th Kazekage, and that's the reason why she's on this list. Now, even though she doesn't really have a huge impact to the Shinobi world, she did have an impact in pretty much Gaara's whole existence, and impacted Sasori's life as well. Now, we still have yet to have one puppet master in this game, and I feel like she will bring a really good addition to the characters in this game. Her jutsus will be awesome. I feel like they can definitely incorporate that. It'll be slightly more difficult, but I feel like the developers can pull it off, and it will bring a lot of sales, man. I feel like it doesn't really matter what puppet master it is, as long as we have a puppet master. That's what the community's been asking for years now. But unfortunately, I'm gonna go ahead and put her as undetermined, because man, she really has no relevance when it comes to legacy, being a big impact to the Shinobi world. But I would love to see her in the game. It's just I'm not too sure, so I'm gonna go ahead and put her as undetermined. Sasori, I'm gonna go ahead and put him as undetermined as well. The next pair we have is the 4th Raikage and the 5th Raikage, Darui. Okay, so off the bat, I'm just go ahead and tell y'all right now and go ahead and move my boy up to high possibility. And here's why. Reason number 1, we need more color in the game. That's number 1. We only got one black person in this game, is B. Reason number 2, we have every Kage in this game except for the black one, bro. Do we even have the hat? Do we even have the hat? I don't know, bro. But look, we got every Kage in the game except for the Raikage, bro. Number 3, we have his jutsus in the game as well. That's enough info. That's enough reason to why he should be high possibility. I don't want to hear no ifs, ands, or buts, bro. No objections. He's coming. And as far as Darui, I'm gonna go ahead and put him as undetermined. I'm sorry, my boy. It's only room for one black person. I'm sorry, my boy. It's always that one black friend, not the multiple black friends in the group. We gonna have to give that spot to your homie, your big dog, the 4th Raikage. But it's okay though. You may come in another season, just not this one. Next on the list is Sage Mode Kabuto. Kabuto was the mastermind behind all of the dead bodies or the zombies walking around clapping bodies. This man revived all the legends, bro. Without him, man, he really made a big impact in the Shinobi world, for real. Now, we already have a Kabuto in the game, and yes, he is Sage Mode, but they didn't really get this version of him with his shirt off. Nah, it's a total different person, total different mode. He had abilities where he can pretty much use the sound for. You have to watch it. I'm not gonna explain right here. If you watch the show, you know that he has way more abilities than he has in the actual game. I feel like he'll make a lot of sales, and they can incorporate his jutsus in the game. Definitely, it's not that hard. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him as a high possibility. And for the last character, we have Toneri Otozuki, the wielder of the Jogan, the protector of Earth, living on the moon. He's had many encounters with Boruto, man. I feel like he's going to be, or he made a big impact on the Shinobi world just because he's interacting with Boruto, because Boruto is the main character and Boruto is going to change the world somehow, so he has a big impact. But Toneri will bring in a lot of sales, man, especially his mode. Mode is fire, and I would love to see that in the game. So due to that fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put him as a high possibility. If you guys enjoyed this, go ahead and let me know. Let me know what your guys' tier list is. You can go ahead and download that link down in the description below, and just let me know who would be on your high possibility and low possibility list based off of these characters. Otsuzuki, I'll see y'all boys in the next video. Mashi out.